wonder what it's like for those Thalmor, now that they've been taken down a notch.
Welcome. Allow me to recommend the Blackbriar Mead, the purest brew in all of Skyrim.
Trouble on the roads and cities means less commerce. Less commerce means less money and more starving people. And that means more crime.
There you are. The natives were getting restless waiting for the porter to deliver the mead. And if there's one person you don't want to see restless, it's Maven Blackbriar. Is that the case? Perfect. I'll go ahead and take that. I don't know much about it. Other than the song, of course. That always puts the tavern folk in good spirits. I'm just surprised Maven was willing to put anything other than the name Blackbriar on one of her products. Asgeir must have insisted, and the profits wouldn't be too shabby either. People would be obliged to drink it, just so they can sing along. Splendidly! Although we're still waiting on the main course, so to speak. That's where you were supposed to come in. Maven would have been rather embarrassed if those two troubadours didn't burst into song and stall for time. I don't know about that. You might be better off not showing up at all. Maybe if we get her drunk enough, she'll forget. Although I don't see Maven Blackbriar as the type to forget anything. Why don't you come by anyway, and let me do the talking?
Oh, she's plenty incensed already.
Hopefully those troubadours really do know the poetic Edda. That would put even Maven Blackbriar to sleep. I don't know if you're aware of this, but an old ancestor of mine once owned the old Mogul's Mead Brewery here in the Rift. It was by far the most popular mead of the day. Far more influential than Blackbriar mead, but you didn't hear that from me. Asger invited me, sort of a tribute to the original Mogul. Although I don't think Mogul was ever an actual person. But to be frank, to me that's all ancient history. But I'm not foolish enough to turn down a request from the Blackbriars.
Some Bretons have pointy ears too, but they tend to be less obvious than ears such as yours. That wasn't meant to be rude, by the way.
Hey, don't look at me that way. Who are you to judge me?
The caravan Khajiit think the guard racist, but they simply haven't paid the gate fee. That is how Riften works.
What's the spiel for 300 septims?
Begging your pardon, my lord. Your wife
hello.
run out quite an account in the last few months.
That's it!
Outrageous!
That's the part I've been
Who does
overlooking.
she think she
Of course,
is?
it's so simple if I think of it
She's
that way.
trying to look as ravishing as possible for you, my lord.
Oh, well, I suppose that's a noble cause. I'll settle this bill at the end of the week.
All right, we're here. Oh, why don't you introduce yourself to the other help while I talk to Maven? Oh, right, the servers were dismissed. You can talk to the troubadours. The orc doesn't say much, but the other looks amiable enough. Just talk to her, and make yourself look busy.
Scrap, what have I told you about gossiping? Besides, they're standing right there. Hush!
Why, hello, stranger who I've never met before. I hope you're enjoying the party.
Oh, I guess I'll speak first. As the descendant of one of the original brewers of Mogul's Mead, I am pleased to be here at the table today. Everyone knows the bard's song,
to sneak into
Mogul's
houses for me?
Mead, but few have tasted the richness of the drink that inspired it. Now, thanks to the generosity of one Maven Blackbriar, they can. Of course, some say what makes Mogul's Mead so special isn't the honey, but a secret ingredient imported from outside of Skyrim. What is that secret ingredient?
Well, I only know what I've heard in the old tales.
I don't even want to know.
Oh, come on now, Maven. If you despise the mead so much, why even sell it?
To collect a larger share of the market, with minimal cost.
Ha ha! I guess that's as good a reason as any. Profits then, and the continued success of the Blackbriar Empire! Troubadours, how about a song?
Drink up, my boy. Drink to those who have fallen. May their souls find their way to Sovngarde!
Just when you think things couldn't get any worse.
I knew myself a maiden fair with emerald eyes and fire-red hair. She owned a tavern by the sea and served warm drinks of mellow honey. Drink ye merry, drink ye thirsty, bring thy crew and revel freely. For one thing we're all agreed, that Mogo made the finest mead. Mogo's mead, the only drink we'd ever need. Take a flask and take a seat, and drink thyself a sweetie treat.
This might be skooma.
Huh. Somehow I doubt that. It's a bit melodramatic, even for you.
Ears up. Perhaps it's best we make a strategic exit.
What?
Run!
What in the world? By the gods, those troubadours, they were skooma addicts. They must have broke into the meadery and switched the cases. Yes. Can you imagine if I convinced her to taste it on ceremony? It would mean all of our heads on a pike. I've got to clean up the bottles before the others take another sip. Well, Wolf, I'm going to need to take that drink off your hands.
What are you doing?
I think you've had enough. Moreover, I don't think those bottles are entirely safe to drink.
You stupid lizard. I'm not going to warn you again.
Lizard? Who in Oblivion are you talking to?
Father, do me the honor I deserve as your imperial pig, or I'll have your head on the Gerald Mountains.
All right, now you're not making any sense. And please, for the love of Mara, put down the knife!
Ah, stab it right in the face.
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
Fancy yourself the adventuring type, eh? It's just as well. I doubt your combat prowess would prove valuable in a real battle anyway.
Yeah, what do you want? If this is about the meadery, we can talk later.
If
Well,
your allegiance
that was
lies with the
important.
Empire, we haven't much to discuss. You're not from around here. Imperial spy, perhaps?
our gallant champion returns. What news do you have of the party? I take it all went well. A resounding success on all fronts then, for with Maven halting production it will leave our business as the one true flavour of Morgoth's mead. The future is sparkling bright, for now the Great Whale is no longer a detriment to our vision. The citizens of Lesca's Girl will begin production immediately on bottles of Morgoth's mead and distribute them throughout the Reach. For your part in this ordeal, I offer this reward. A large sum of gold and a fortune in wisdom. Take it and be cleansed.
I hope the road brings you adventure, traveler.
Can't tell her what to do. She's our only child, Cody. Am I to throw her to the wolves?
You're hardly throwing her to the wolves. She just wants to see the world, just like I did when I was her age.
And if she decides to leave Iverstead, what then? No. No, I can't bear the thought.
I could power down automaton before being noticed. Almost like a sneak kill. Maybe someday.
Everyone is alive. Good.
Get ready. Trouble ahead. Well, that's taken care of. Be cautious. Beasts are not nearly as predictable as men.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. It's no secret that the college's reputation in Skyrim is tainted. Please, don't do anything to anger the locals. They don't need additional reasons to hate us.
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? Excellent. I'll start translating it. Shouldn't take me more than a day or two. I only just got my hands on it. I can only work so quickly. A moth priest? What in Oblivion do you need a moth priest? Fine, fine. No need to get your britches in a twist. The obvious answer is to go to the Imperial City. The moth priests make their home in the White Gold Tower. Sometimes they go out looking for Elder Scrolls. Lucky for you, he stopped in to do some research in the library, then left for Dragonbridge. If you hurry, you might catch him there. Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. There are more books to be recovered and secured in the Arcanium. All right. I wrote down the last place I'd heard about. Don't get killed. Assorted books, scrolls. All right, then.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. It's no secret that the college is reputation in Skyrim is tainted.
Oh, no, you don't.
Did you wake up on the
Winterhold's glory days may lie behind it, but the college lives on.
How did you do that?
Move!
You know, they say knowledge is its own reward.
I don't want to see you treating any of these. Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this. Looks like you're still in one piece. And more importantly, so is the book. Thank you. We were able to figure out the last text you brought in. I thought the least I could do is pass the knowledge along. There are more books to be recovered and secured here in the Arcanium. Well, all right, here. I scribbled down the last place I'd heard about. Check it out, but be careful. Fight well.
Confound it all! This page too! That makes 5 in total. This is unacceptable! A page from one of these texts, and 4 others, torn right from the spine. I've consulted with Urog's apprentice girl, and she insisted, rather emphatically, that none of these tomes have been checked out for years. I told the girl that wouldn't preclude a thief from browsing the cases. I don't blame her, though. It's the head librarian's duty to keep more sensitive texts behind sealed doors. Or perhaps it's the fault of the one who trained him. In either case, the result is the same. It is as I feared. Someone has managed to steal key pages from the writings of Trectus. No, but I suppose the names Vanus Galerion and Manimarco are inexorably linked in the annals of history. However, as their ideals were diametrically opposed, your guess couldn't have been more wrong, even as it was so close to being right. It is not an error. It's far more likely that Urog holds an opposing position regarding the substance of these texts. Not to mention a stubborn refusal to recognize that a controversial theory might actually have merit. The college itself is a breathtaking wonder. A citadel of knowledge, standing high over the waves of ignorance. It is a fortress of higher thinking, buttressing its residents from the storms of indolence. However, while the students show an alacrity to learn, I am not entirely fond of the professors, who seem far too concerned with their own research. Although the necessity for research is vital, their failure to involve students in the process is disheartening. Whether it is fear for their safety or disinterest educating them, I cannot brook such a gross disinterest in the instruction of young minds. Only Tofter seems interested in performing his duties responsibly, but I have reservations in the manner with which he carries them. My name is Olivia Moronin, a former member of the Mages Guild at the Arcane University in Cyrodiil. When the guild disbanded, many of my colleagues regrouped to form the Synod. However, their objectives do not align with the tenets Galerion and the Council established when they founded the guild. Nor do they abide by the teachings we have stood by in the centuries that followed. Theirs is an organization based on cupidity and lust for power. You flatter me, but not all of us can have childhoods as interesting as Vanis Galerians. If the Divines are good, no one ever will. Each book is a cleverly crafted tale that hints towards the ideals of a particular school of magic. However, the overall narrative is unimportant. From what I have gathered in my time here, it seems the school of magic is simply a mechanism. For instance, I found lighting a text with an alteration spell revealed a hidden message written in an ink altered to mimic a human soul. Of course, without the knowledge to light the aura of life aglow, the mage's search would end there. The chain continues until one reaches the destination, the final pages that contain detailed notes on the crafting of a new spell. I'm afraid not. The texts are evidence, and the methods Galerion used to encode the journals must undergo further study. Once I have informed Urog of his omission, he will add the works to this library's collection, along with the missing pages, should they be retrieved. If you have scholarly interest, however, I can share with you the 5 tales of Galerion's youth. They are quite interesting. As a young child, Galerion's father bought books from smugglers in order to teach his son how to read. As serfs of a minor nobleman, Lord Jeunesse of Solakik-on-Kur, such knowledge was strictly forbidden. Galerion recounted how his father taught him to avert his eyes at every signpost, and to speak with improper diction. Most of all, he warned him not to reference the tales he read, but more importantly, the cities, beasts, and forests contained therein. For the spell would be broken the instant their lord realized the boy knew things his eyes could not see. Galerion's mother was an old-fashioned woman, one comfortable with her station. She never wanted to deprive Galerion of knowledge. She was, however, fearful of the consequences. A seed of dread was planted in her mind, and grew into a forest of despair. It was only a matter of time before her husband or her child would slip and betray their literacy. In truth, Lord Jeunesse suspected nothing, but in her reality, she saw her husband on the gallows, and through her actions, she made it true. Vanis's father died from the crime of literacy. He was hung, his body left out for weeks as the sweltering heat bubbled the skin of his fetid corpse. The effigy itself was gruesome, but so was the cruelty of Lord Jeunesse. He forced Galerion to scrub the gallows every day, as his father hung lifelessly above him. He held the lessons of his father close to his heart, and never spoke an indignant word, no matter how callously the nobleman prodded him. However, if one stayed awake past the dead of night, one could hear the violence echoing from the basement of the servants' quarters. As a child, Vanus Galarian escaped his birth home of Solikik-on-Kur. He simply crept out of his quarters one night and ran. He never stopped running. He had trekked halfway across the Somerset Isle when he reached the shores of Alinor. There was nowhere left to run. Exhausted, he collapsed in a ditch. It is there that a band of troubadours found his body and nursed him back to health. They employed him as an errand boy and gave him food and shelter, and the life he had seemingly lost was somehow returned to him. Vanus Galarian once ran with a group of troubadours. They performed from city to city, regaling crowds with their song and flair. One of them was a former jester, a man with deft hands. From out of the ether, he would withdraw a bouquet of flowers or a septum from your ear. However, it was the group as a whole who cast a spell on the young boy, drawing a smile that had been lost to the void. As you will. The majority of scholars are split between two disparate camps. Some believe the texts are worthless scribbles written by a child, one who had yet to grasp the vastness of his destiny. Others contend that the author is not Vanus himself, but a pretender hoping to profit from the mage's name. Both camps, however, are in agreement that the texts themselves have no intellectual merit. There are some, however, who attribute the text to a different origin. Not the young Trictus, but the elder Vanus Galarian. The theory states that Vanus wrote the text in the guise of his younger self, precisely so that scholars would question its authenticity. By diverting the eyes of those who seek power, it provided an extra layer of security, in addition to the cryptic nature of the text itself. I mentioned the pages from 5 separate texts were stolen. This is no coincidence. I'm sure you can divine why. Exactly. According to the theory, there was purpose to Galarian's decision to divide his childhood journals into 5 parts. Contained within each was a tale that alluded to spells and techniques, authored by a specific school. It is well known that Galarian's gifts for magic were quite diverse. He could restore a rose to full bloom not long after burning it aflame, all the while fooling the mind into believing its scent had rotted away. The theory goes that Galarian was on the verge of completing 5 new spells, one for each school. Spells of such tremendous power that even the immortal armies of Manimarco would countenance their fear. Unfortunately, Galarian's obsession with his nemesis deprived him of his patience. Nevertheless, before he embarked on the great battle, he left notes encoded in 5 works, so others could continue his research. I have an inkling. I was able to glean some clues based on my interviews of the residents of Winterhold, who seem far more observant of mages than the faculty. I sent my assistant, Jado Ra, to investigate the matter further, but I fear something grave has befallen him. Finally, someone with initiative. I need someone to scout the area he was investigating. Your safety is paramount. If the mage in question is at the site, do not attempt to confront him, even if Jado Ra is in imminent danger. The Khajiit is a crafty one. He will leave clues behind even in death. Yet if you sacrifice both your lives, both your efforts will be squandered. Good. Jado Ra last left for Solitude, but it is unlikely he is still there. I would start with the caverns near the shoreline. If you find him, and find him well, he may ask for a passphrase. Yes. The problem is, I seem to have forgotten that inscrutable Khajiit word he gave me. So in exchange, I ask you to tell him this. Tell him how, when I met him, I mocked his whiskers, how they were as black as an Imperial's hair. Tell him that his eyes are so narrow that even when he laughs, he looks unhappy. Yet their color still shines as bright as the sun. And if he finds that too sentimental, tell him he was more valuable as a rug. And when he accidentally lights his fur on fire, he would no longer be worth anything to anyone. Greetings.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime.
You're interfering with official Tholmor business. I am a Tholmor Justiciar on important business that you are interfering with. We're making sure your Emperor wasn't lying to his elven masters when he agreed the Empire would give up false gods and foolish beliefs. Now, go away. This doesn't concern you, citizen. That we are superior to men is an established fact. For example, take this belief in Talos, the Ninth Divine. Ha! Certainly you don't believe such things. Or perhaps there's something you'd like to confess. Incorrect. You can worship whatever gods you like, but Talos is a man. Only a heretic would think otherwise. And so you will die a heretic's death.
Don't die no Well, that's making it work since they had anything worthwhile. I am a daughter of Skyrim. I love this land.
Do you think... You know what, never mind.
Welcome to Rothvine Manor, friend, where people come for the slaves, but stay for the charm. Hold on. Didn't I tell you to find some better clothes? Oh, they're never gonna let us inside with you looking like that. Oh, sure. And what if the person we want isn't here yet? Sometimes it's the merchandise that arrives fashionably late. Solitude isn't far from here. Head on over to Radiant Raiment, and hurry.
feel that fresh air? Truly, this is a good place to play a song. For a generous fellow traveler. But of course, what would you like to hear? Only true Imperials request that one. This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors, the Imperials. We drink to our youth, to days come and gone, for the age of aggression is just about done. We'll drive out the Stormcloaks and restore what we own. With our blood and our steel, we'll take back our home. Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings. On the day of your death, we'll drink and we'll sing. We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies. But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our hopes and our dreams. Hello there, friend. How lucky for you to chance upon a bard on the road.
You can clearly see me standing here.
Don't see that every day.
If you are here to finish me, then do it. Don't just stand there gaping. Liar. Mr. Merrin will not trust one so green. That is true. Do you know it?
No, absolutely not. My answer won't change no matter how much you ask.
That is not the passphrase. And while the first part sounds like the Meister, the second seems a bit too kind. What else did she say? That is a very old mage, I know. You speak true. Which must mean you are a college mage, and my eyes have deceived me once again. Correct. We had interrogated witnesses in Winterhold. Like those at the college, they are very sensitive to mages, and these mages were 3. A child overheard them talking in private. It was but a single word, but it spoke volumes. The word was winging. The tavern owner there was, as the master likes to say, garrulous. They often are. He pointed me in the direction of a room with a rather curious tenant. He never left his quarters, but of guests he had 5 in as many nights. He could not risk entering the room. A cloaking spell is but a justice trick to mages who can detect the essence of life. It is by the luck of the twin moons that I found a friend in an Argonian named Gulam A, whose swift hands found the pockets of his visitors. That is the fault of my own hubris. Gulam A charged a stiff price, but true to his word, what he possessed was worth every septim. The notes he stole contained 5 prospective locations where the mages planned to conduct their separate research. As per Master Marinen's instructions, I was to return to her with this information. I was about to do so when I saw the mage descend from his room. He was a Dwemer man, with a wisp of thick hair, eyes as hot as the suns of elsewhere, and wings of crimson warpaint gliding down his face. In his presence, his Khajiit did not move, could not move, yet all his fur stood on end. Perhaps it is the result of being Khajiit, but I followed, and he noticed, and so he led me here. It is only by virtue of Master Merrin's teaching that I managed to hold on to the document. Master Merrin once said that the greatest illusions require no spell. I had once resented the fact that people assumed I was a simple thief. My skills were such that I had earned an apprenticeship under a celebrated mage, yet still people clutched their coin purses in my presence. When I addressed my concerns to Master Merrin, she called me a furry fool. That I was, on both counts. She made me realize that the perception of me was nasty. Make them clutch their purse, she said, instead of their shield. I brought many sets of clothes in order to fashion a story. When I met the Dwemer at the inn, I was dressed as a farmer. When I shadowed him here, I came dressed as a thief. The mage assumed the first was a disguise, and the second my true form. Were I not a Khajiit, it is possible he would see past this disguise to the truth. However, like most illusions, the spell works best on those who wish to believe. No, I am afraid this cat has exhausted all of its lives. However, if you would be so kind, perhaps you would be willing to listen to a dying Khajiit's final request. When I was but a beggar, there was a Khajiit female who provided me with alms. She was a poor farmer, but wealthy with kindness. Such was her kindness that she considered my pride. While others tossed their septums with disdain, she traded their alms for petty magic tricks. I still remember how her ears perked up ever so softly whenever I would conjure an orb of light in my palm. It was during one of these tricks that Master Merlin recognized my talents. Finally, I thought, this Khajiit will earn some real respect. No one was more proud of me than the farmer. Yet in the months that followed, I changed. Suddenly it was I who could not associate with her. You would not be so kind if I were not dying, I presume. She was much the same. She could have been angry with me, but instead she granted my wish. Many times I would pass her on the street and say nothing. My eyes told her all she needed to know and nothing she wanted to hear. Even then, she would defend me, for that is the depth of her grace. The Khajiit would tell her himself if he could see the open sky. You see, on some nights you could stare at the twin moons sitting in the heavens like a pair of mismatched eyes. She told this foolish beggar that if one Khajiit prayed to Mesa and another prayed to Secunda, they could communicate through the stars. Her moon was Secunda and mine Mesa. So my final request is this. The next time you look at the night sky and see the moons in flight, tell her I'm sorry, and I never had a better friend, or a kinder one. My apologies. This, the larger moon, the one bathed in the color of blood. The color of me, apparently. In any case, I thank you. Yet there is still the matter of the notes, yes? I brought many said but however, like most illusions, no. However, if you would be so kind, perhaps you would be willing to listen to a dying Khajiit. When I was but a beggar, there was a Khajiit female who provided me with alms. Such was her kindness that she considered my pride. I still remember how it was during one of these trees. No one was more proud of me than the farmer. This I know. I desperately wanted to respect, you see, and it was hard enough being a beggar and a Khajiit. I was ashamed to call her a friend. Many times I would pass her on the street and say nothing. My eyes told her all she needed to know and nothing she wanted to hear. No, that is not necessary. You see, on some nights you could stare. She told her moon. Tell her I'm sorry, and I never had a better friend, or a kinder one. Fine, perhaps this Khajiit will see her in the next life. The notes I have. Thank you, friend. With that, this cat can rest easy. Tell Olivia not to blame herself. Her teachings did not fail me. They are what gave this poor beggar a reason to live, and honor in death.
Good work. The mindless creep didn't stand a chance. What was that?
Here we go. What is it? Sky. Don't think about being entombed in the stone for all eternity. Happy thoughts only.
Greetings. Well done. What have you learned?
Wait, she didn't even show us
That is
everything.
unfortunate.
There's
He was a good
whole other
mage.
wing over there.
Were you able to procure any information at
Explore for
all?
ourselves later. You will take me to look around, won't you?
Then it is not he who failed, but the one who instructed him. Hopefully I have not bungled this endeavor any further. Were you at least able to speak with him? Or did he have any clues on his body? Let me see those. This is precisely what we needed. You have done admirably, as did my assistant in delivering these to you. Now that you are entrenched in this matter, I have no doubt that you are the only one capable of pursuing it to the end. This is far more perilous than the previous job, but I believe you will reward my confidence in you. As you may have guessed, the 5 locations listed are likely secluded areas where the mages can conduct their individual research. 1 mage for each school of magic. To defeat them will require skill in cunning, and an understanding of the strengths and weaknesses of each art. The notes will provide their locations, and you can consult me for any advice regarding their procurement. Do you have any questions before you go? Indeed you must. I will offer any assistance I can. It is a mistake to assume the conjurer hides behind the beasts he summons. For such a mage can conjure a dagger as easily as a Dwemer. There are those who conjure Artronox to support them from the rear, whereas others will conjure bows to lend aid to their armies. When you enter their chamber, take note of the bodies strewn about, as they are weapons hoisted on a rack, to be retrieved at the time of battle. However, like any weapon, they are slaves to the one who wields them, and are as much a tool as they are a foe. An illusionist attacks the mind. He plays the drums of courage and fear to convince both you and the bandits that they are invincible. Illusion can fool your eyes, become your heart's greatest desire, but it cannot fool all the senses, and that is where you will find truth. However, the greatest illusion is not the product of any spell. It is the doubt one has in the efficacy of illusion magic. Do not underestimate the illusion mage. That is my advice to you. The name Destruction implies havoc, and while such magic is capable of immense damage, it is not as inelegant as one might presume. Lightning, ice, and fire. Each element has applications beyond the inflicting of pain. A bolt of lightning can disarm a trained mage, sapping him of his magicka. The swiftest runner will find it difficult to wade through briars of ice. Flames will turn your own tunic into a weapon, draining your health as it burns through your skin. To defeat a master of destruction magic, one must use their wards wisely, for there is more than just health one must account for. To know that reality is a falsehood is the essence of alteration magic. While illusion affects only the caster and the target, alteration is to change the very fabric of our world, so that all are affected. Alteration can be used to blind your opponent with mage light, or turn your flesh into steel. It is a magic that prevents stealth, as a mage can detect your presence while cloaking his own. Alteration does not have an offensive spell. What it does is use endurance as a weapon. Whether it be with potions of health, stamina, or magicka, one must be prepared for a long fight. The most infuriating of opponents. For every blow you strike, every spell you cast, is nullified by their unyielding ability to heal. Moreover, when such a mage is surrounded by powerful warriors, their strength grows by leaps and bounds, as all are healed that stand beside him. Such a mage will confine himself into a small area to increase the efficacy of his healing spell. However, this tactic provides an opening. Just as many can be healed, many can be damaged, and the cost of restoration is far greater than destruction.
Do you have any...
Very well. Return to me if you seek my counsel.
My finger while trying to adjust Scrap's gears.
You lost? You know, Winterhold used to be the seat of power in Skyrim. Now it's a shell. All right, then. Few will admit it, but we know the truth.
Sorry, I
about
wasn't
the
paying
Great
attention.
Collapse.
Let me get out of your way. What have you been eating? You weigh more than a mammoth.
Much knowledge lies within the college's walls.
Greetings. That is tremendous news. If you're running low on potions, be sure to stock up at Virna's. Farewell.
Hello, my friend. Hello, friend. As a matter of fact, there are. Have you ever heard of Shalador? Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian, and devoted all his time to research and study. But more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of us.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several. It's no secret that the college's reputation in Skyrim is tainted.
first.
You think I'm afraid of you?
We made such a good team.
I'm actually in the middle of some complex mental calculations. Sure, if you can fit it in with scrap in the way. Uh-huh.
This with days.
Snarf. Wait. Sometimes I go so far into my mind.
Come to this one day. I knew, and no one believed. Only what I've heard. Back in the Second Era, the Jarl of Riften had a son. Adventurous type. Too much for his own good, it seems. Wound up turning into a vampire. The Jarl, unable to kill his own son, spent a fortune building this keep and hiring men to guard it. Their job was to keep the Jarl's son contained within. They took it seriously, and served honorably. They were eventually forced to put him down. The Jarl banished them from the hold, but they stuck to their cause.
Are you aware?
Fought vampires wherever they found them. I aim to continue that mission. Watch your back.
This better be good.
If you're putting yourself in harm's way, you'd best be prepared. Take these. Excellent. That's one less beast and nest of broodlings we needn't worry about any longer. What do you need? Blades, armor, smithing materials? Speak with Isran. He has something for you.
Quite bravely, friend.
I knew it would come to this one day. I knew. And no one believed. The Jarl's in danger. A vampire plays as a visiting advisor to the court. Destroy it before it's able to complete its foul business. But be warned, the Jarl's guards are unaware of the threat, and will treat violence against this advisor as a crime. Convince the Jarl of the threat, and he'll let you destroy the creature. If not, then do your best not to get caught. Quickly now. The longer you delay, the more danger the Jarl is in. Keep your eyes open.
I get that I can be a bit manic, but if I settle down, then so will the dust.
There's fine steel at the Scorched Hammer if you fancy a new blade.
Yes? Need something?
Out of my way. The son of the Jarl has no time for idle conversation with travelers.
Good evening.
Die, Torka.
You can't beat me! Never should have come here.
Wait, it was that one's head.
I need to ask you to stop. That shouting is good. Glad we straightened that out.
Working at the Riften fishery is tough, but it puts some coin in my pocket.
Oh, come to gloat, have we? To poke fun at the Jarl's youngest son?
Ah, there you are. I was wondering when you'd visit us again. That's quite a bold claim. I'd need proof before I could possibly accept it. Good journey to you.
Good to see you. Spells and incantations, for those with the talent to cast them. I have to remember. Ward first, then summon.
Speak, elf.
Wonder what it's like for those Thalmor, now that they've been taken down a notch. What is it? Dragons?
Hmm?
Yeah?
Get away from me.
Good to see you. Well, I trust you'll take care of this unwanted visitor. My guards will not interfere with you carrying out my justice. Good journey to you.
Need a drink? You go to the Bee and Bob. Stay out of the Ragged Flagon. Stay out of the Ratway. I have to wonder, what does the Dragonborn do once he's been summoned by the Greybeards? Can the Thune be taught?
Like any school?
Manic. But I settle down, and so will the giants.
Stop that!
I bet that hurt.
Good to see you.
Yes?
Good to see you. Good journey to you.
You've been a good friend to me. That means something. The finest weapons and armor. Return anytime. You're quite welcome here.
Huh? Yeah?
Oh, if you've got the coin, you're welcome here. Nah, I don't think so. Door's over there. Why don't you use it?
Greetings, honored friend.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you look a little sickly.
Be on your guard at all times. Avoid sleep if you can. Sleep is for the weak. Good. Maybe now they'll afford the vampire threat a tad bit more respect. Speak with Gunmar.
About gossiping.
He has something for you.
Besides, they're standing right there. Hush.
Stay alert. Even with all my preparations, we can't be too careful. The monsters could strike us at any moment. The vampires will show us no mercy. They've proven that.
If you want to come along, it has to just be me and you.
Yes? I'd better get going.
Need something?
Hope you're getting along with Isran. It takes some getting used to. It's not easy to get supplies way out here, but I'm managing. Take a look. All right then. I like what Isran has done with the place. It's not easy to get supplies way out here. Appreciate all the horrible things that can happen to you if you're not being... I'll buy whatever you're looking to get rid of. Until next time.
I knew it would come to this one day. I knew.
Cozy little
And
place,
no one
isn't
believes.
it? It's no war maidens, but I've got a decent supply. I've learned of a possible monster, and while I do not know its exact whereabouts, I do have information suggesting someone who does. Pay a visit to the beast's last known contact. Do what you must to find where it's hiding now. Then root out the monster and destroy it. Take care of yourself.
What now? Until next time.
Good afternoon. Need something?
If you want to come along, it has to just be me and you.
Keep your hands to yourself. I hope someday we'll get to know each other better. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, calm down. Here, take this. That letter's the last I've heard of him, and mentions where he is. Now please, leave me alone.
You've already lost.
You're asking for trouble walking around with dangerous magic like that. Someone do something! Somebody help!
Huh? What was that?
It's
nothing.
You're dead! Dead!
Oh! Not so bad.
You're ready to die today!
Mark! I'm still here. I'm at your service. Lead on, Thane. What can I help you with today? I am sworn to carry your burdens. I'll guard you with my life.
May the gods watch over your battle. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage? Right. See you round.
Fresh fruit and vegetables for sale.
Don't eat that, Remy. That What's
Now here's a woman I'm glad to
Well,
see for yourself.
Now are you? Oh, good day.
Oh! Oh! I travel more.
Disgusting.
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Thank you for your custom.
It is good to see you again, my friend.
Bloodiest people.
I'm gonna be a silversmith someday, like my mother and father.
Wait, I know you. Best offense is good defense.
What was that?
Hello, friend.
Hello, my friend. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage? Good hunting.
Mardonak has been found to be the true murderer of Markarth. On behalf of the city, I apologize for your wrongful imprisonment. I do. A personal matter. My father died trying to negotiate with the Forsworn, back when that was possible. They took his shield to those Hargraven beasts they consort with. I need you to bring it home where it belongs. I warn you, it's dangerous work. No man of mine has ever faced a Hargraven and lived. I'll understand if you decline. Divines watch over you. Good speaking with you.
Damn those Forsworn. Think they can kill people in thy city? I'll have Madonok's head.
finest beef in the region. Well, city of Markarth sure is a beauty. It's one of them Imperial scholars, right? Old man with a gray robe. Might be that I have, but I can't say for sure. I got enough troubles on my mind just trying to scrape by out here. Now that I think on it, I did see your priest. He tried to hire me for a trip to Dragonbridge. I told him that ain't one of my stops. Where do you want to go? Climbing back and we'll be off. Get up there.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. I think I've got a clean bug around here somewhere. Welcome. I escaped fighting in Cyrodiil. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
I don't like it here. There's too many bugs.
Yes? Oh, did you need something?
Yes? Is there something I can help you with?
A lot of hunters come here to buy light armor. Soldiers prefer the heavy plate.
Damn shame.
Better this one than me.
Don't mind Bolin. He's young and gets riled easily. Well met. Unlike my brother. No dislike of strangers. Met lots of them while I was a Stormcloak.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
Can I get you something? Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Steal anything from my... Stop and you'll rig. Looking for something? Be seeing you, stranger.
It'd be great if you didn't run right into me.
Don't let the shop's name frighten you away. Falkreath's warrior. Take a look. Mm-hmm. burns! Damn you.
Yes? Good afternoon.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might... Welcome to War, mate. Take a look. Good doing business with you.
Welcome to Bellathor's General Goods. Welcome indeed. Everything's for sale, my friend. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Do come back.
Got a pretty full stock of potions and alchemy reagents. What are you... Pardon me. Ah, so you're an alchemist then? Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
We Greymanes got just as much to be proud of as them battleborns, but you won't see us with on. Gods be praised. Mm-hmm.
With man? Ha! I can barely tolerate our...
their social status.
Admit I have a soft spot in my heart for warlords. The ones in British past always treated me kindly.
Someone there? You wanna go? Did you hear something? Everyone's alive.
Do you think black soul gems would be more effective in Dwemer machines?
Cozy little place, isn't this? This is fine for now, but we can't stay holed up here forever. For those who cherish memories of loved ones, their compassion often conceals the beast. Our compassion compels us to destroy it. I've discovered the whereabouts of a vampire lair. Destroying the head vampire is usually sufficient to scatter its minions, though it's best to destroy every last one of them. Take care of yourself. Our sense of what's right is what separates us from the vampires. Don't forget that.
Hope you're getting along with Isran. It takes some getting... Here's everything I have. Sorry there isn't more.
Oh, that was sick. That's a shout. Like the ravens on the mountain.
The Wind Peak Inn features the finest bard in all of Dawnstar. Me. Sure, what can I do for you?
The bed bugs here, do you? You can take the bed, okay?
Come, I haven't got all day.
Our hero claims a warrior's heart. I tell you, the Dragonborn comes with the voice-wielding power of the ancient Nord art. Believe, the Dragonborn comes. It's an end to the evil of all Skyrim's foes. Beware, the Dragonborn comes. For the darkness has passed, and the legend yet grows. You'll know the Dragonborn's come.
Yeah? Why? What do you want? I'm not so easily coerced. I've got my eye on you. Try anything, and you will be the one who regrets it. A song? I seem to have misplaced my lute. Another time, perhaps. I beg your pardon, ma'am. I don't know what you're getting at, but whatever it is, it's not appreciated. Why? What do you want? You've mistaken me for someone who cares about you and your problems. Find someone else. Good day.
wolves are much fiercer than wolves in High Rock. It's a shame. Their aggression means we probably can't tame them.
I work for the Wind Peak Inn. You should head on inside.
Be careful.
Cozy little place, isn't this? This is fine for now, but we can't stay holed up here forever. Very good. That's one less monster we need to worry about. Though there's plenty more where he came from. Be ever watchful. I've located the whereabouts of a vampire masquerading as a common citizen. Track him down and dispose of him. Tread lightly. The law is unaware of the danger and will treat you as a criminal if you are caught. Vampires enjoy stalking their prey. Passing among us undetected emboldens them, makes them feel powerful, untouchable. But we'll put a swift end to that. The light be with you.
Need something?